Yesterday in the NBA was unbelievably crazy. And unfortunately, it was crazy for all the wrong reasons. Specifically, I'm talking about the Lakers and T-Wolves game and the Bucks and the Pacers game, because in both of those games, certain things happened that have entirely changed the outlook for some of those teams. Now, before we get into everything, what's good, guys? It's DamiM7. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It would mean everything to me. I'm going to start with the Lakers and T-Wolves first because that game was insane. Frankly, the playoffs this year have been so entertaining and so much fun to watch. Teams are showing so much emotion, so much aggression. You know what I mean? It's what we want in the playoffs. We want the stakes higher. We want the players to care. And so far, they've been doing such an amazing job. The playoffs have been great. And Anthony Edwards put on a show yesterday. I mean, this dude is entering top 5 in the league conversations right now. He's been so great on both ends of the floor as a shooting guard. He's just so fun, man. And he dominated the Lakers yesterday. But speaking of the Lakers, to give them credit, it was a close game. But there were certain things that happened, or more specifically, certain things that JJ Redick decided to do that you could argue cost them the game. To take it even a step further, you could argue it cost them the series. Because now Minnesota is up 3-1. It is very unlikely that the Lakers are going to come out of this series and go to the second round. But to go back to JJ Redick decided to do something yesterday that I don't think any head coach in the modern NBA era, or even since the 80s, 70s, 60s, I just don't know if it's ever happened. He decided to do something that I don't think has ever happened before. Entering the second half of the game, JJ Redick decided to sub zero players in the second half. His starting lineup for the second half of Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Dorian Finney-Smith were the only players that played for the Lakers in the second half. That is an extremely ballsy move from JJ Redick. And look, again, to give him some credit, the game was very close up to the end. But because of that fact, you could make the argument that if JJ just subbed his players, even for a couple of minutes, then maybe they wouldn't have been as tired and they would have been able to perform even better and win the game. I have praised JJ Redick multiple times throughout the season. I've made multiple videos talking about how great of a coach he has been, but what he did yesterday was honestly a mistake. Now, to be fair to JJ a little bit, there were a couple of things that happened that didn't really go the Lakers' way. You could make the argument that Luka Doncic got tripped by McDaniels. I'm not so sure if it was a trip, but at the end of the day, you could make that argument. And then with LeBron James near the end of the game where he fouled Anthony Edwards, you could make an argument that that wasn't a foul, that maybe that was part of the ball. But that doesn't excuse the fact that JJ didn't make any substitutions, and it's more than likely that his lineup was tired. That specific decision that he decided to make as the head coach may have cost the Lakers this series. And this isn't me saying that JJ is some bad head coach. He is very clearly a great head coach in the NBA. He just made a mistake, and a very bad one at that. I know that Shannon Sharpe is kind of dealing with a lot outside of his day-to-day on First Take, but Lakers in 5? Yeah, more like Lakers in 5 to get bounced. And now we've got to talk about the Bucks and the Pacers. And look, if you saw the game even for a little bit yesterday, or if you've been online for a little bit, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Because it is unfortunately growing increasingly likely, because it hasn't been confirmed just yet. We're expected to get some news about it today, but it is growing increasingly likely that Damian Lillard has torn his Achilles. Which, can I just say for a second, the bad luck that this guy has had just in the last month is absurd. I mean, a month ago, we found out that he had a blood clot in his leg. We weren't sure if he was even going to come back this season. He ended up recovering from it faster than we've ever seen anyone do. And so he missed a month. He came back. He played a couple of games. He was clearly very rusty, but we knew that he would get his legs under him again. And then this, he probably tore his Achilles on a completely non-contact play. Like, he was just moving. He was reacting to like a loose ball or something, and then bam, you can see in some slow motions that it looks like something snapped. Last year, April 27th, 2024 was when Dame strained his Achilles. It's what made him miss games in that series last year on the same exact dates. I don't know. I just thought that was crazy to realize. But yeah, it's more than likely that Dame is missing this series, and frankly, he's going to miss a lot of time next season as well. And because that means that look, the Bucks are not winning this series. They're down 3-1. The Pacers obliterated them yesterday. They just couldn't miss a shot, no matter what Giannis does. Giannis, give the guy some credit. The guy has been amazing in this series, but the rest of his team just hasn't been able to do enough to help him. And their defensive efforts have been spotty, to say the least. But going back to the main point, Damian Lillard possibly tearing his Achilles isn't just a bad sign or just a bad sort of result for this series. It is a bad sign for Giannis's tender with the Milwaukee Bucks. Because I've got to be honest with you, we all know how much Giannis cares about winning. We all know how much he loves Milwaukee. But they've been bounced in the first round for the last couple of years now. And unfortunately, the Bucks have just been hit with a string of bad luck. Last year, both him and Damian Lillard got hurt in the playoffs. And now this year, Dame got hurt again. It's such a shame because, look, I understand that in the games that they have played together, I wouldn't say Damian Lillard and Giannis looked unbelievable. They did at points, but they were a bit inconsistent. But that was always during the regular season. I always said, okay, let's wait till the playoffs. These guys are going to go crazy. They always do well in the playoffs. Let's see what they do and how far they can take this team. And we've never gotten an opportunity to see them do that. Because like I mentioned, one of them has always gotten hurt in the playoffs, if not both of them. That is why I believe that Giannis is done with Milwaukee. I believe he's going to request a trade and he's going to go somewhere else. Because I really don't see how the Bucks could get any better with this. Again, all respect to Damian Lillard. I love the guy. He's a great, great player, and I hope he comes back better than ever. I really do. But as it stands right now, we don't know what his timetable will be. It will probably be in the second half of next season. And do you really think Giannis is going to put his success up to chance with Dame coming back? I just don't know. Because you also have to remember that Dame is turning 35 this summer. I just don't think it's going to be a very easy process for him to come back from an injury like this. It's just an awful situation, and no matter how you look at it, it's just awful, awful luck. So please don't be surprised if Giannis ends up requesting a trade. I don't think it would be super big news because I think the writing is kind of on the wall here. It sucks for him, it sucks for Dame, and it sucks for the Bucks, but it is what it is. Please let me know in the comments what you think about the playoffs, what happened yesterday, and until next time, peace.